When it comes to coffee, scale is everything. And in 2025, one company didn't just play the game, they completely rewrote the rules. We're about to dive deep into the data behind Luckin Coffee's absolutely mind-blowing year of growth. Welcome to Flow Salon. Now, everything we're about to walk through is pulled from a really comprehensive year-end report for 2025. It comes from the research firm Zhaimen Canyan, and they tracked Luckin's every move from January all the way through December. So the report kicks off with a number that is just wow. By the end of 2025, Luckin Coffee was running over 30,000 stores. I mean, just take a second to let that number sink in. It's a scale that's almost hard to wrap your head around. So the big question is, how in the world did they get there? Let's peel back the layers on what you can only describe as a frantic, all-out expansion. Okay, check out these raw numbers. In just 1 year, Luckin added a net total of over 8,000 new stores. To put that into perspective for you, that's like opening more than 22 new coffee shops every single day of the year. This wasn't just steady growth. This was a full-on, sustained retail assault. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. It's not just about the number of stores, but their age. See how that middle category, the stores that are 1 to 3 years old, just swelled up? By 2025, they became the biggest group, making up almost half the network. It shows that all that recent crazy expansion is actually starting to take root and mature. And you can see here their growth had a very clear rhythm. It wasn't random at all. After a pretty steady pace for the first half of the year, they just slammed on the accelerator. In that final quarter, they were opening over 1,000 stores a month. It was a totally calculated, strategic push to end the year with a bang. But you know, this explosive growth wasn't just happening everywhere equally. As we're about to see, there was a very specific engine driving this entire machine forward. At the national level, their presence is just massive. I mean, this map shows a footprint in 342 different cities. And no surprise here, the heaviest concentration is in those super populated coastal provinces like Guangdong, Zhejiang, and Jiangsu. But, and this is a big but, here's where the real story is. When you break it all down by city size, you get a really surprising picture. The biggest slice of the pie, a full 1/3 of all their stores, more than 10,000 of them are in what's called China's sinking markets, so your third-tier cities and even smaller towns. And this chart just seals the deal. Look at that. The fastest growth, we're talking over 42%, is happening in those very same markets. So while they're still big in the major cities, their strategic focus, the real engine of this explosive growth, is clearly in these smaller, lower-tier cities. Now, you can't just push into new territory like this without a fight. This all took place on a super competitive battlefield, with rivals scrapping for literally every street corner. So let's take a look at the data and see who exactly they're going head-to-head with every single day. And the data paints a very clear picture. If you're standing at a typical Luckin, chances are, within just a 500-meter walk, you'll find a Cotti Coffee. That's their direct, low-cost competitor, and there are over 8,000 of them right nearby. But right behind them is the premium giant, Starbucks, with over 6,600 stores in close proximity. This means Luckin is basically fighting a war on two fronts. So, after digging through all the data on their expansion, their market strategy, and their competition, what does it all boil down to? What are the biggest takeaways here? We've narrowed it down to 3 core findings. First, their scale is actually sustainable. With a store survival rate of almost 95%, this proves their expansion isn't just fast, it's actually stable. Second, the sinking market is without a doubt the key to their entire growth story. That strategic push into smaller cities is the main engine. And third, the competition is getting fierce. They are absolutely locked in a battle with Cotti on price and with Starbucks on brand, and that challenge is going to define their future.
Flow Salon, wishing you a prosperous year of the horse.